When the US military goes for one, they truly go for all. And in this video, we'll see some of the best weaponry of the US military that allows for the greatest security to protect the greatest warriors that serve the United States of America. Before we get into the video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe with the notification bell to get more tech-tastic videos just like this one. AA-12 Atchison Assault Shotgun. You've seen the Terminator, Arnold Schwarzenegger, former governor of California, bang the bullets out of his supreme gun in Sylvester Stallone's action-packed movie Expendables. Manufactured by Maxwell Atchison and released in 2005, the AA-12 can fire 5 12-gauge shells per second, and because the recoil is engineered at just 10% a normal shotgun, it can be fired from the hip with only one hand, just like Rambo. The Atchison also fires a high-explosive or fragmentation grenade called a Frag 12 round to 175 meters, and it does this with efficiency as well. It was actually designed for long-term combat use, and tests have shown the AA-12 can fire up to 9,000 rounds without being cleaned or jamming. That is American ingenuity at its best. Just hold the trigger down for 4 seconds to hail 12 to 12-gauge rounds to overkill the target. Phaser Rifle. The Personal Halting and Stimulation Response Rifle, or Phaser Rifle, doesn't shoot lasers akin to the laser guns seen on Star Wars or Star Trek. The Department of Defense actually manufactured this Phaser Rifle in 2007 and was meant to be attached to soldiers' rifles and temporarily blind targets. And of course, when you're blind, you'll surely halt. This handheld laser array is also known as the Dazzler and will surely disorient or even blind an opponent caught in its array. During the 1995 United Nations Protocol, weapons that could blind people were prohibited, but leave it to Americans to bend the rules and find loopholes when it comes to their God-given Second Amendment right to life, preservation, and keep and bear arms. The US's loophole was to make the weapon a temporary blinding phaser rifle. It's similar to what they did with the prohibitions of napalm by simply changing the formula and calling it MK-77. Regardless of the loopholes, the phaser rifle was a non-lethal way to halt insurgents and was actually used in Iraq. With its green laser array that is able to calculate its target's distance, it's programmed to avoid intensity, therefore permanent blinding. XM-25 Individual Airburst Weapon System, IAWS. This is a smart weapon that can pick off a culprit no matter where he's hiding. Manufactured by Heckler & Koch, released in 2014, it has been dubbed as the Punisher by American forces in Afghanistan. The XM-25 or Punisher can accurately shoot 25mm and grenades to 500 meters. This secret weapon is on the list of not to be sold to others. It is considered to be a weapon that will change the rules of war, as a soldier with an XM-25 doesn't have to risk life to move in on his target. A target's distance is transmitted by a rangefinder in the XM-25 to the grenade in the firing chamber. When the grenade leaves the barrel, it spirals like a football and measures the distance it's traveled by the number of spirals it completes. The detonation can hit targets from 10 meters to 500 meters, travel behind barriers, or even hit enemies in bunkers. The Army Times interviewed a platoon leader who said, quote, "Engagements that typically take 15 to 20 minutes were over in a matter of minutes," end quote. MQ-9 Reaper Drone. Released in 2001 and manufactured by General Automatics Aeronautical Systems, GAASI, the Reaper with its 20-meter or 80-foot wingspan has been around for over 10 years. It's utilized mostly for intelligence and reconnaissance and remains the largest UAVs in the U.S. arsenal. It has a takeoff weight of 7,000 pounds with a payload capacity of 3,000 pounds. It's able to stay in flight for 36 hours at a time and has smart precision weaponry. The Reaper drone can climb to 52,000 feet and read a license plate from over 2 miles away. This rigorous Reaper is capable of carrying air-to-ground and air-to-air bombs weighing 500 pounds each. It was said that Reapers were poised to perform its lion's share of American air support, and even though it's hush-hush, it's rumored that a Reaper was used to terminate General Soleimani, the Iranian commander who murdered hundreds, injured thousands, including Americans, and plotted attacks on the U.S. The Reaper quickly became a favorite for the U.S. military, and in 2011, the Air Force committed to more personal training to operate the drone fleet, which was a campaign greater than other weapon systems in the U.S. Air Force. The Taser Shockwave. The Taser Shockwave is a portable, efficient weapon that takes down anyone in its range, leaving them shocked, dazed, confused, agonized, and incapacitated. Manufactured by Taser and released in 2008, the Taser model will electrocute a crowd of people at the touch of a button. Creating an area of denial, the Taser can be stacked up and strung together almost indefinitely. It will also mount to any vehicle. The Shockwave has an effective distance of 25 feet, guaranteed to still implement neuromuscular incapacitation of multiple assailants. Mars Robot, Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System. The Modular Advanced Armed Robotic System, acronym MARS, is an unmanned ground vehicle, UGV, designed specifically for reconnaissance, surveillance, and target acquisition, or RSTA. Mars's missions are simply to increase the security of soldiers engaging forward in hostile territories. After being manufactured by QQ and released in 2009, the Mars robot is essentially a modified remote-control bomb disposal robot. Nevertheless, the modifications are the first-generation robot from Lost in Space. The customized Mars has configurations to effectively engage in warfare with a machine gun and 40mm grenade launchers. If the conflict calls for less lethal means, Mars uses its loudspeakers and sirens to warn. If a little more encouragement is necessary, Mars deploys eye-dazzling lasers, beam bag guns, smoke, and pepper spray. As the primary mission for Mars is the safety and security of personnel, it executes missions in cases of ambushes, hostage rescue, forced entry operations, booby-trapped areas, detainee riots, and improvised explosive devices, or IEDs. And to top it off, this remote-control device can carry a signal for several kilometers away. The Black Knight. With weaponized robots and planes, why not a vehicle? Even better yet, why not a tank? BAE Systems conceptualized that idea and released the Black Knight in 2008. It is a remote-controlled tank designed for scouting missions and, of course, situations too risky for manned vehicles. To maintain peace, it carries a 30mm cannon, machine gun, and a 300-horsepower engine to advance the terrain. Smart engineers decided to keep costs low and applications practical by using parts that are from manned Bradley fighting vehicles. Customized for the cause, the Black Knight is also fitted with autonomous navigation software and AI intelligence enough to follow its programmed routes without input from an outside source. This is a fantastic toy for the US Army, and I'm sure you want one for Christmas. The Active Denial System. The three greatest elements of the Active Denial System. 1. It's non-lethal, therefore safe. 2. It is effective in clearing out zones. And 3. It has a tremendous range compared to other non-lethal hostile deterrents. It's a 100-watt transmitter with 200 kilowatts of electricity and 100 kilowatts of radio frequency that pulses outwards. It was dubbed America's ray gun by 60 Minutes. But the Active Denial System is really more a combination radar array and microwave because it shoots a stream of electromagnetic waves at a target at light speed. Again, the Active Denial System is non-lethal, so these waves are shorter than microwaves, which instantly absorb through the top layer of skin. After being manufactured by Raytheon, RTN in 2008, the ADS has been used domestically, both on test subjects and prison inmates. It was deployed in Afghanistan in 2010, only to be recalled inexplicably months later. Yet its efficiency in its cause is tremendous. The military calls it the goodbye weapon. Since the pain is so intense, bystanders can't help but to run from the overpowering beams. And even with the agony of the intense radio waves, the military claims there are no lingering effects from exposure. The Laser Avenger. Manufactured by Boeing, a company that has been prevalent in creating for the US military for decades, brings another useful item to the US arsenal. The Avenger is an effective laser that can detonate improvised explosive devices, IEDs, that inflict more damage on enemy forces than any other weapon. Have the bomb squad to stand down and sit tight for their safety. Why jeopardize their lives? The Laser Avenger can produce a laser 20 times hotter than an electric stove. After the beam settles on the target for a few seconds, the artillery shells will be penetrated and the explosives ignited. And all this happens from kilometers away. As a matter of fact, to test its laser efficiency, it's battled 3 UAVs flying against a complex background of the mountains and deserts of White Sands, New Mexico. It was actually able to take down one unmanned airplane before being decimated. Although the laser is only a few centimeters in diameter and invisible to the naked eye, it can do terrible damage. And now it is being integrated with the Mars robot and a weapon for taking down aerial vehicles. Which of these weapons amazes you the most? And do you agree with the US military for keeping these weapons close to the chest? Or do you think it's fine to share these technologies with the world? Let us know in the comment section below. And as always, don't forget to like, share, subscribe with the notification bell for more tech-tastic videos just like this one.